Hi, everyone. Like I mentioned before, my name is Andre Baeza. I work in undergraduate admissions. Welcome to this session. We have Dean Carrolle Kamperman here to talk about undecided majors. And I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be here with you all today. My name is Carrolle Kamperman. I'm an Associate Dean for Undergraduate Studies in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm a Baylor grad myself. Both my undergrad work and my graduate work were done here at Baylor. I studied English. But I didn't decide for some time that that's what I wanted to do. So that will be, yeah, I want to just kind of put that out there. It took me a while to figure it out. So I have taught writing, various forms of writing courses for about 30 years. I've been in the dean's office for 17 years now. And so my job involves mainly working with undergraduate students, helping them to learn how to be successful. So I'm glad to be able to chat with you a little bit today about how to start thinking about college at Baylor, and perhaps you haven't yet selected a major. So that's my information there. And you see here, this is the background. In the background is Burleson Hall over to the left, which is where I office. And then a little bit about the College of Arts and Sciences. So the college is Baylor's oldest and largest academic unit. So we have actually, this statistic is it's a little bit different. We have about 45% of all undergrads. We offer a very wide range of classes in the humanities, in the natural sciences, in the social sciences, and in the fine arts. We have 25 departments, and we have over 100 majors. So there is a lot to choose from. And one of the things that I want to focus on for a bit is to talk about a liberal arts education first, and then what that looks like, whether you decide to major in mathematics or biology or business, or whatever you decide to do. So the reason that we believe a liberal arts education is the key to becoming a contributing member of the community is that a liberal arts education does not attempt to teach us how to think, or what to think rather, but how to think. Okay, so what are the big questions of our day that need to be answered? What do we do about things like natural disasters causing migration issues, all those kinds of things, those kinds of big problems. So a liberal arts education helps us to prepare to try to answer those. So the benefits of a liberal arts education, and we have many majors for those of you that are undecided within the liberal arts. As I mentioned, you will learn how to think critically and analytically. You will learn how to solve challenging and complex programs. You will learn to communicate clearly and forcefully in writing and speaking. So those are some of the benefits. What do you have to choose from within the College of Arts and Sciences? So we have 4 degree plans. The largest, and I guess the most popular, you would say, is our Bachelor of Arts. And followed by that is our Bachelor of Science. Some of our smaller degree plans include our Bachelor of Fine Arts in theater or studio art, and a Bachelor of Science in Aviation Sciences. And the degree that is the most conferred at Baylor is the Bachelor of Arts degree. So a little bit about our core, or you might say our general ed requirements. And this is important for you to think about, I think, especially in terms of not quite having decided yet what you want to do, probably because you have a lot of interests. Myself, I was interested in studying psychology, history, philosophy. I finally landed on English. But I had a hard time choosing because I liked a lot of different things. And the good thing about the Gen Ed or core requirements at Baylor is that you are required to take a variety of courses, and that can help you decide on a major. So these are the different groupings of courses. And I'll go over these in a little more detail in a moment. So this is about 50 hours, all right? And that means that you will have a major that will take up between 27 to 36 hours, a little bit higher if you're getting a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree. But then to get to 124 hours, you've got a lot of room for electives to pick up minors, secondary majors, and so forth. All right, so here are some of those common courses. These are courses that every student at Baylor takes. And what's really good about this is that if you start out undecided and you're taking these courses, they will work for you whether you major in classics, anthropology, business, education. So it really sets you up with a good foundation. And you can see these are listed here for you. A American Literary Cultures course, political science course, history, United States and global perspective. And then we require 2 religion courses, Christian scriptures and Christian heritage. And again, these are courses, we call them common because everybody at Baylor takes them. And these are all offered through the College of Arts and Sciences. So in addition to that, in the College of Arts and Sciences, and in several of the other degree plans, we have what we call distribution list courses. So these are just kind of, as the name suggests, lists or sets of courses that you take one course from. Okay, with one exception. So communication and media literacy, that could be something like a journalism course, contemporary social issues, sociology, fine arts, art appreciation, music, theater, foreign language. That's where you may take more than one course. We offer many different languages for your study. Formal reasoning includes things like mathematics, statistics, philosophy, philosophy, logic, a literature course, research writing course, and then 2 science courses, one traditional lab science course, and then another science course that focuses on the grand challenges of science. And so hopefully you're getting the idea now that by taking such a variety, it can really help you decide on a major. And so I always tell students when they're trying to make this decision, because it is a big decision, what is it that you are good at right now in high school? And what do you really enjoy? Do you like to read and write? That's how I ended up deciding to choose an English major, is because I love to read and I love to write. Do you like to perform? Do you like to design and create things? Are you a problem solver? Do you enjoy science? Do you enjoy public speaking? Probably some of you are engaged in debate at your high school. So communication might be a good thing for you to consider. What classes are your favorite classes? So for example, if you really don't enjoy math, probably a major in the sciences is not a good pick for you, or if you don't really enjoy science that much. What do you make your best grades in? What do you really enjoy? Something you could just spend hours and hours doing. So if you can find something that you're good at and that you enjoy, you will be on the way to finding a major that will work for you, and you'll be successful in it because you're good at it and you enjoy it. So these are just, I'm not going to go over all of these because there are a whole lot of them, but just to kind of give you an idea, if you're not quite decided yet, what we offer in the College of Arts and Sciences. So you can see there's everything. There are majors here that you're familiar with to some degree because you've taken them in high school. So things like English, perhaps economics, maybe you've taken chemistry. Probably most of you have not taken art history or Greek and Roman studies, so ancient Greek and Roman texts. Probably not astrophysics, Probably not film and digital media. So you could see that there's just a whole lot to choose from. And here are some more. So some of our more popular majors include things like political science, international studies. If you like to write, you like to report, you may be interested in journalism or professional writing and rhetoric. You may be interested in majoring in religion or mathematics, philosophy. So there's a whole lot here. Whatever you're interested in, we have it. And here are some of our more science-based majors, everything from geology to neuroscience, how the brain works, biology. We have a lot of students who choose biology, astronomy. Again, a whole lot that you can choose from. And I know that was rather quick, but I want to make sure that I leave enough time for questions. And so I would just open it up now and I will do my best to answer any questions you have.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or in that Q&A function, and we'll monitor them, and Dean Kamperman will be able to answer them for you guys. All right, so we have some questions coming in. First question is, so if I am undecided, I am placed under the purview of the College of Arts and Sciences. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct. And that doesn't mean that you have to choose a major in the College of Arts and Sciences. It's just the way that the way that it's organized. It has to be, being undecided has to come into under an academic unit, and so it comes in under the college.
Perfect. And then next question is there flexibility with changing your major once you're at Baylor?
Oh, yes. And that's a very good question, because I don't have the exact statistics in front of me, but over half of our students, I would say maybe 60%, do end up changing their major. We have some that change their major more than once, and that's not a bad thing. And to go back to those common courses, that's why it's so important to take those courses early. For example, there are a lot of students, many students who start out in the School of Business, and it just isn't the thing for them. They don't really love accounting or economics. But if they've taken those common core courses, then they can come to the college and they can take a major in anthropology. So again, that's the reason behind all of those gen ed courses, so that it can be seamless as possible. Now, there is a caveat to that. If you wait until your senior year to change your major, that's, you're probably going to add some time to your graduation. But absolutely, you have flexibility.
Awesome. And then next question is, when do you need to choose your major?
You need to choose it. Well, we used to have a rule in place that you have to choose it by 60 hours. And really, we would like for you to choose before then. But, again, my own personal experience, I was interested in so many subjects, and I knew I wasn't going to be a math major or a chemistry major, but I was interested in all of the humanities. I was interested in psychology. And so when it was time for me to sign up for my schedule, when I was a junior, I was at 60 hours, I was told, Carroll, you're going to need to pick something. And so I picked English and history, and am very glad that I did. So this isn't something that you have to decide before you come to campus even.
Awesome. Our next question is, how many departments are at Baylor?
Oh my goodness, that's a really good question. So the College of Arts and Sciences has 25. I would guess, that's going to kind of stump me. There are several, probably 2 or 3 in the School of Engineering, probably about another 10 or 12 in the School of Business. Those would be the larger ones. I think 3 or 4 in Robbins College, Health and human sciences. Music, I mean, there are a lot of departments that are very small. So there's vocal music, there's instrumental music, and so forth. And then social work is pretty much, it's a very small school. So it's just, I don't think that it's broken down by department. So that's a really good question. I should probably go to the catalog and look that up.
And another thing to note, there are more than 120 majors and programs that you can choose from within those departments.
Oh, absolutely. There are over 100 just within the College of Arts and Sciences. So there's something for everyone.
Yes. Okay, next question we have is, it's more of a specific question. Are there any majors that you would recommend for someone who was considering going into paramedics or EMT related professions?
I think that anything that is in, in the sciences, and, that would be either through the College of Arts and Sciences, biology, chemistry, biochemistry, also in the College of Health and Human Sciences, which I'm not as familiar with. That's a different academic unit. But in both of our units, there are pathways for students who are interested in pursuing a health-related degree.
Perfect. And then would you say there is an average amount of time that students decide what major to go into after going in undecided?
I think most students figure it out after, for sure, the first year. And I think probably by the end of their first semester. And one of the things that's really important to keep in mind is that when you come to Baylor, we're not just going to throw the course catalog at you and say, okay, pick something. You are going to be assigned an advisor who will guide you during the summer, during summer orientation advising. And then that advisor will see you again in the fall to look at what you need to be signing up for the spring. So you're going to have expert advice all the way through. So that also, our advisors are wonderful at Baylor. And I'm not just saying that, they really are. They have students' best interests at heart. They're going to be able to look at your AP credit if you have any, or dual credit, and help you shape a schedule. So that's a really big, an important thing to keep in mind, that you've got that advisor there to help you. They're your friend.
Awesome. And then is there a difference between a major, minor, or a concentration?
Oh, that is an excellent question. So a major in general is between 27 and 36 hours or credits. And we use the word hours at Baylor a lot, and other universities do too. And I know that in high school, you may be used to thinking of credits. So think of credits. So 27 to 36 credits for a major. A secondary major is usually a little bit smaller than that. It's not quite as many credits. A minor is generally between 18 and 21 credits. And then a concentration is usually about 12, maybe 15. And so, for those of you, especially if you're interested in going the Bachelor of Arts route, you have the ability, you're going to have 50 hours of general education. And then on top of that, let's see, I'll just do the math right here. 50, you're going to have, let's say, 36 hours in your major, so that even I can do that simple math, 86. Okay, it takes 124 hours to graduate. So that is an additional 38 hours. So that's like, if you think of taking 15 credits per semester, that's like a school year's worth of courses that you can use as electives. You could pick up a whole other major and double major. You could pick up a couple of minors. So you have a lot of flexibility, which is great. And one thing I would add just very quickly too, and I don't want to run out of time. One thing, if you choose a major, well, any major you choose in any academic unit, but I'll talk about arts and sciences. Many of our students who are majors, who are interested primarily in the liberal arts, will also pick up a minor from another academic unit. So for example, a popular minor for some of our students is business administration, or some students are interested in poverty and social justice issues, women and gender studies. And so you could pick up a minor or minors that are a little bit more professionally geared. So you really prepare yourself well for looking for a job or applying to grad school or professional school.
Awesome. And kind of in a similar vein, can you have a double major and minor in one course?
So you can, you would have, I'm just thinking of how this would work. So I'm going to put together the two things that are kind of in my head that come to my mind. So you could double major, say in English and history, and then you could pick up a minor, say in religion. Now you're allowed, we call it double dipping. So you're allowed a little bit, like one course to overlap with those. And that is it. You have the one course. I work with that kind of thing all the time, and that's something that would be a lot. But you know, if you take 15 to 18 hours a semester and you come in with some dual credit, that's another really important thing. We have so many students who come to Baylor with 15 hours, even up to 30 hours. So when you consider that you are bringing in a lot of general ed credit, I mean, just think about that, 15 to 30 hours, that's one or two semesters. So that, you know, think in those terms as well.
Perfect. We have another kind of specific question. If a student wants to be a pediatrician, what major could help this student?
Well, if you want to be a pediatrician, then you are going to want to go to medical school. And really the best path for you to take to be able to take the courses you need to be able to take the MCAT are going to be through probably either biology or chemistry or biochemistry. And you can major in other fields. Pre-med is not a major at Baylor. It's a program, it's a track. So you can really major in anything you want as long as you take the courses that medical schools want to see, right? So, but the way to do that the most efficiently is to choose a major that's going to require those courses anyway.
Perfect. And then we have two questions that I think I can combine into one, and something that you've already touched upon, Dean Carrolle. But for those who come in undecided, do they generally stay on campus for more than 4 years, or do they kind of figure it out after once they're on campus? And then along those lines, is there a counseling center office that helps students decide on their major?
Okay, well, I'm going to answer the second part of that question first. And so the counseling center, those are our advising units. So for example, in the College of Arts and Sciences, our advising unit is called College of Arts and Sciences Advisement. The acronym is CASA. So we like to say this is your home. And so that's exactly what our advisors do. They counsel you. They will ask you questions about your interests. If they will help you see, okay, you know, you're taking these required courses in science, but you know, you're not doing as well in those, but look, you really do well in these courses with heavy readings, or you seem to do really well in these social science courses. So yes, you will have direction absolutely every step of the way. In terms of staying longer, that question is what we call a question about graduation rate. I don't think that students necessarily take longer. You know, if you're coming in undecided, and then you're making a decision, you know, an informed decision about what to choose, that's different from being in a major and then then becoming undecided later. And so that could push out your time to graduation. But we are very aware, and our president, it is a big deal. I always tell students that we are on the 4-year plan here at Baylor. We don't want you to be on the 5 or 6 or 7-year plan. I mean, we'd love to have you here, but that's very expensive. So we do our best. And sometimes that involves summer school. Our summer school at Baylor is nearly completely online and is expanded greatly. You can also take courses for transfer credit back home in a community college, but I don't think, that it's necessarily going to prolong your graduation.
Perfect. Well, thank you everyone so much for making time, for listening to Dean Kamperman talk about the undecided major and the College of Arts and Sciences. If you have any other questions, feel free to send them to admissions@baylor.edu, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. Dean Kamperman, thank you so much for your time.
Right.
And everyone else, we hope you enjoy the rest of fall premiere.
Yes, sick 'em.
Sick 'em Bears. Have a good day, everyone.